All right. Good morning, everybody. We got Frost on the pumpkins. We got fat old fuzzy cats getting out there. Well, he's right like here. He's thinking about getting out there. Um, he jumped out there like he was going places. Put it that way. Just enough to cover the stuff. I don't even see any. There might be a little bit of reflection on his water down there. That's chicken water, but he drinks out of it. But the sun just coming up over the edge of the mountains over there. We are making a strawberry cake. So let's get inside, and we're gonna have power, all kinds of power in just a minute. We're wasting power at the moment, but we're gonna have all kinds of power to replenish it. All right, we are inside now. We got the we're just using it off the batteries. It's going to be a really sunny day, so I'm just trying to use down the batteries as much as possible. This is a video that I was going to make a long time. Never have. This is for adults only and all that jazz. So there's a reason why it's you know not for kids or whatever. But yeah, we're putting the heat to the floor right now just to use excess power, nothing more. But we are making an edible this morning, and this is just how I do it. Y'all do it however you want. Share, share, all that kind of jazz. I just got done wiping out the silicone mold that I use. I use these. They're pretty good. I mean, the flavors are good. They got them like they just mash whatever it is. They make it into a pellet, and then it's in there, and it does pretty good. The only thing is if it's too wet, the pellets are going to sink to the bottom. Just know that it's just part of the deal. We have heavy cream and a chicken egg, a whole chicken egg in there. The doesn't call for it. It just helps make this work is what I'm trying to get at. Part I can't really show you is I'm going to whip this egg and the heavy cream up, and we're going to soak this right here, and that's going to take a while. I let it sit for, I don't know, if it was like 20, if it wasn't, the floors weren't hot in here. This is more like summertime is what I'm trying to get at. So, but like in the wintertime is I would let it soak with hot water. I would add hot water to the heavy cream and then let it all soak in. It helps. I mean, it's really sticky. It's like this year stuff. I got friends coming over, and today they'll just be like, "Oh, that didn't do anything." By tomorrow, they're like lab rats. That's some of the most potent stuff that I've ever come across. Is what I'm trying to say. And why, I don't know. This is that volunteer stuff from the um, from the greenhouse this last year. No water, no maintenance. It just did it on its own, and it's not like paranoid. There's no THC to it, but as far as is the happy part of the high, it's almost scary the next day. Is what I'm trying to say. So let's get to whipping this up, getting this to soak, and we'll bump back and forth on the video a few times. Get the silicone deal into the pressure cooker, and we'll make us a cake this morning. All right, be right back in just a flash of the video. All right, and we are back, like I said. Got it mixed up, not really whipped or nothing like that, but I mean, it is a little bit frothy, but not like, it's not whipped. It's like, what do you call it? Eggnog, about the consistency of eggnog. But now we're going to soak this, and I already took out like all the stems as I was taking it off the runners. I crushed all that out. I think I did. I think that may be one right there, though. Yep, it was. Okay, now I got them all. Actually, I think that was a leaf, like one of the side little water leaves or whatever. But the ratio is about 1 to 1 on the, not by weight, by volume. That's a big, yeah, by volume. About 1 to 1 but we'll get this to soak, and we'll get right back onto this in just a second. Okay, here we are. We got that mixed up. That was with the heavy cream. I did add a little bit of water. It just didn't seem like enough. But now it's fairly gelatinized is what I'm trying to get at. I'll add the muffin mix now, and might have to add a tiny bit more water, but I'm probably about a half a cup of water into this is what I'm saying, above and beyond that heavy cream that you saw in the egg. But we'll get to mixing this and see where we're at. It needs to be fairly dry, or otherwise the little strawberry chunky things in here will all drop to the bottom. That's the only deal. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward mix is what I'm trying to get at. But you try not to get it too wet. That's what you're trying for, not to get it too wet. Okay, be right back. All right. Now we just wait a little bit, y'all. We got the mold ready. We got the batter just about right. I'm gonna allow it, it's a little bit soupier than I was hoping for. Shouldn't have added the water. Is the recipe only calls for a half of cup of milk as a liquid. So it's not like it's asking for a lot of liquid to begin with. And but it seemed dry, so I probably added a little bit too much. I'm going to let it sit like this for a little bit. I'm going to go get my pressure cooker. We're going to get a cup of water in the bottom of it. I got a rack gizmo down here that it's underneath my handy dandy steamer basket. That is just handy as pants with pockets, or pockets and pants, however you say that. That is just a handy little steamer deal. This will just hold the silicone mold up off the bottom of the cooker. I put it on max for about 30 minutes. That's going to cook the cake, completely pressurize it and all that. I'll take it out, and then I'll put it in the regular oven for about 10 minutes, just about as much time as you'd make muffins with, but for about 25. If it hasn't completely decarboxylized in the pressure cooker, it will at those temperatures in the oven. Not that it needs to any more than that. Like I said, it's a way it'll become scary high. This is just non-THC kind of stuff, so please think about that before you get crazy. You might want to like half the amount and stuff like that. This is just for pain killing kind of deal, or the nerve pain. Like when I don't know, you probably don't know if you're not paralyzed, you don't know. But there's a lot of just neuropic pain in paralyzed, or at least in the one that I'm in. Everybody's a little bit different. But this definitely helps. You don't need very much. It'll go bad before you eat it, or at least it does for me. Or I don't eat it that fast is what I'm saying. But it's that potent. You don't need to eat it that fast. You could probably do half as much and then eat it all and just make twice the cakes, I guess. I'm still in the, what do you call that? I had 12 volt lead acid power here for a long time, 12 years. Yes, I had generators for about 6 of that, and then I went to full solar. But still the same, it was lead acid until like year before last. And so you get in a mindset, the second the sun is not shining intensely, you shut everything off and you just hold out until the sun shines again, kind of deal. And with the new lithium batteries and the big panels out back, the new panels out back, that's not real anymore. Now I just let stuff run. You know what I mean? I don't even consider it. And you wouldn't normally do that off grid. I'm just if you're ever thinking about coming out and doing anything like that, this is not what it's like when you first come out. Or you got to buy into this at about this level. And this is comfortable. I mean, you could easily camp or whatever they call that, glamp or glamour camping or whatever. This would be the ultimate glamour camping kind of setup. The refrigerator, secondary power, the pressure cooker, the induction stove, que sera, this is the whole thing. While it's heating the floor, y'all, on excess power. Right now, it's using it off the batteries, but it's gonna be so sunny that the batteries will tap out by 1 o'clock or so, where it shunts the power again. If I didn't have something more to use it into, and at the moment, that dude is as big as I can make it. That's 2,000 watts, and at 120, that's about as big as it gets. They might have a 2,500 watt element. I don't think so. That would be pushing it to like 20 amps, and that's as much as any 120 circuit can take. So this is 16, is what I'm saying, 16.5. And we put quite a few kilowatt into the floor since the 10th. I bought that on the 10th, or got it in here, so probably the 11th or 12th by the time it was installed. But between there and now, 12 days, we put 200 kilowatt into the floor, which is quite impressive. 223.5 kilowatt into the floor. That would otherwise be just gone. You wouldn't ever know that the solar panels ever made it. You would never know. I got cream over there too. Well, I made a mess this morning. But you would never know it was ever made. You would just think it was gone. That's what I'm saying. This isn't really today. Right now, it's off the batteries until the solar comes up. Not much farther. But it just runs on the excess is what I'm trying to get at. Here, let me get over here. I'll show you. Right now, it's coming off the batteries. 52 amp. So that would be half the load, 1,000 watts is what I'm trying to get at, is coming off the battery. But now this one, because it was still on from yesterday, is making an additional 8 amps, which is like next to nothing. But 323 watts coming off the front panels, 900 watts coming off the back panels. That bifacial is a pretty big difference. Early morning, within another hour, it won't be running off the batteries no more, is what I'm trying to get at. It'll be completely running the load. I'll be cooking and stuff like that. Well, this will probably be done by then. But the batteries will be just fine, is what I'm trying to say. Let's get to getting the water in the pressure cooker down here, and we'll get this happy show on the road, is what I'm trying to get at. All right. All right, we got her in there. It's about maybe 2 cups of water or something like that. I don't measure it, so I don't know. I just put enough in the bottom. It doesn't ever steam it out. And when this thing does its deal, it'll go up to the top, and then it's kind of concave, so it runs to the side. The cake doesn't, you'd think that the cake would get wet in the steam, but it doesn't. For whatever reason, it works pretty good. But it's like the perfect decarboxylizer, or whatever you want to call it, is what I'm saying. Like scary good. It works pretty good. If you've never tried it, you might want to. And I'm not pumping no company or nothing like that, but this little dude works pretty good for me. Let's get the cake in there, and then we'll set this up like 35 minutes, something in that range, 30 minutes. And then we'll take it out and then basically double bake it at the 425, because this doesn't get up but to about, not quite 300 is what I'm trying to get at. But it does, it's like the Magic Chef oven, buddy. It works. So, all right, let's get it in there and let's get this started. All right, as we are just about to do our deal and getting our mix in, it's been sitting this whole time. It could probably sit a little bit longer, but we're going to try it just like it is. But it's already foaming up a little bit, and that's the part that you're wanting. You're wanting the egg to attach to all to make it bind together, is what I'm trying to get at. I'm not real big into cooking. That's one of the few things that I don't really know how to do. My kids say they miss my cooking, but other than that, I couldn't tell you, is what I'm trying to say. But I do enjoy it. I mean, I want more I want more electric stuff now that I got the solar, so I can do exactly that, like one of them rotisserie air fryer oven things or induction ovens. I want one of them and a bread maker. But we're going to get this in there, and then we'll get that into the deal and get it in the process of starting. All right. All right. One thing I didn't mention, another reason for why you let it wait, is because the little flavor pellet things are going to sink to the bottom after you whip it up, after you mix it in. They'll sink to the bottom. So now I'll put the lid on it and crank this dude up. And if you notice, they're all on the top. They'll get about halfway through before the cake becomes the cake. And then it'll all be good, is what I'm saying. It kind of works out in the wash. All right. We got the lid on. It's making pressure. It's not up to pressure. When it does, that round thing will stop, and it'll go to the numbers. I got it set for 30 minutes, and then I'll take it out. Like I said, I'll bake it in the other oven for about 4 1/4, just for giggles kind of thing, more than anything. It's what I did the last time, and so it worked. I'll do it again, kind of deal. Nothing more than that. We are definitely making the old batteries work this morning. Is the 26.2. I don't know exactly where that's at, but they're struggling this morning. They're not hurting or nothing. I mean, this 24 volt system, you can do the math. It's taken 35 amps out of the batteries. This one right now is running this cooker. That one there is running the 2 kilowatt load for the hot water tank. Both are running fine off the batteries. Both of these at max are 40 watt or 40 amp hour less than what one BMS in one battery can operate. It's that far overkill. It could be making this much power and putting this much power back into the batteries and still not hurt anything. It's pretty powerful, is what I'm trying to get at. And I'm thrilled with the system, with the new panels in the back. I got room for another 12, and I'll put them in. I just want to make sure that the wind ain't going to crack something that I just didn't see like stress as being a factor into. Everything that I did, I tried to make as strong as I could on that rack in the backyard, is what I'm trying to get at. And we'll see this winter. By spring, I'll know if it's good. I'll put another 12 on. If it's not, well, I'll do something different, like make it stronger, is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, the voltage is already climbing 26.3. As soon as that sun comes up on these panels, it gets crazy good. And it's not even 8 o'clock yet. By about 9, it'll be thumping. This is a crazy good system, y'all. I can't say, and no, it wasn't made by no big company or nothing like that. This one is just using the 10 original panels that are extremely old. They were 10 years old when I bought them 6 years ago. They're like 16-year-old panels in the front, polys. They don't do well in the clouds like at all, or early morning, and that's the big discrepancy in the wattage. These do extremely well early morning and in the clouds, like partial clouds. They rock. It does cut them down like half, even cuts them down to like 1/4 of their power if it's bad enough, but they're still making power, where this one with the poly ones just don't. I mean, in the bad weather, poly just stops, is what I'm trying to get at. If you're still in the poly days, even if they're commercial panels in the front, so they're not like bad, they're really good panels, but they're poly, still the same. If you're still in that commercial poly age, the panels in the back are just that much better, just that much better. I didn't shut my deal. There we go. I I don't know if it does that every time. I'm just sitting right here, so I happen to hear it. We're going to give this a second to come up to pressure, and then it'll do like another 30 minutes of cooking, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. I don't want to talk for 30 minutes. All right. All right. I guess that was just the sound it makes before it goes to cooking, because now it started the countdown, and that clicky sound is what it does. So it does not. It's not like using power while it's doing that. I'm not exactly sure what the clicky sound is, but it does it, is what I'm trying to get at. That's just how it's always worked. So everything's working there like normal. The we are like making power even under load. It's starting to come around. I love this part. This one, it's a false because it doesn't have a load at the moment, so it shows like it's making a lot of power. It's only making 15 amp. But this one, where it had been like closer to 60, 50 something amps, it's down to 27 now. Every moment that the wattage meter climbs, the amperage coming out of the battery will drop. So we're doing good, y'all. Like I said, it's going to be a really bright day. That's why I wanted to start this as early as I could. I've even been running the floors, the power into the floor early, just to use up some of the head off the batteries, is what I'm trying to get at, more than normal. But we're going to go down. We'll see where this is at in 28 minutes. And like magic, you'll be here with me. All right, y'all. Here we go. It's done. That's the counter to keep it warm or whatever like that. We're going to shut that off. We did pretty good. We are at 26.8. This one is really cranking with juice. It's even running the coffee pot this morning. It's about done. It's making steam. Y'all maybe you can see that or not. I don't know. But as soon as that gets done, I'll kick the steam deal on the cooker, and we'll get it. I remembered why I put it in the oven is because it comes out kind of pale looking. It don't look brown like you see a cake come out of the oven, and that's the only reason I put it in the other oven for. But maybe I can. There we go. I'll take it out live is what I'm trying to get at. But it'll have a real pale, well, as pale as it's going to be pretty green. And wow, does it stink. Some of that volunteer stuff, it came out, if you've never been around hardcore industrial cannabis, some of the smells are not bred into the plant. That's what it smells like. In that one skunk, that hardcore skunk smell, that's just a part of industrial cannabis. And man, if the house don't smell like it right now. Wow, that's crazy. Give that a couple more seconds to cook down or to degas or pressurize or whatever. And we'll be doing good. The coffee pot says it's done. So yeah, now we're back to a 2 kilowatt load and almost 27 volts on the batteries. And this is early. It was like 8, not even 8 when we started this. It's only been 30 minutes-ish, well, maybe an hour with all the waiting involved. But I'm a bad guess of that. I'm a horrible waiter, so I'm like a little kid. Any amount of waiting is like torture to me. Not really that bad, but pretty bad. I don't do waiting very well. You would have to have like a suitcase full of cash to get me to wait in a line to do anything like that. Yeah, that is not me. It's just not me. I think this is just about done. I didn't hear it go click yet. Yeah, no, that says locked. Yeah, it says locked still. It'll go clunk, and then it'll just slide right open. Let's see what we got. Not yet. Oh, maybe I didn't have it all the way open. I swung it and then I could feel the, up there it went. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's always pretty green like that. I've only done this way like two, three, four times, something like that. Not a lot. Since I got it, it's not even that old. But does it work? Oh wow, so much better. And like if you ever have like a dry cake, because there's a lot of times when you're making stuff like this, it'll dry it out too much. This is the perfect answer for that, y'all. Let me get it out of here. I already got the other oven heating up, and we'll get it in there for a little bit and just give it a golden look. And then we'll rip it open and see what we got. All right, we are back, y'all. See what I was saying about when you sprinkle the little goodies on top? They get about halfway through before the cake is the cake. Works out pretty good. Fairly good trick is what I'm trying to get at. Not a baker, not Susie Homemaker. I'm nothing like that. My mom was. She was really good, like commercial level baker. I only got to watch. She never like taught me anything, or she didn't even want to. She just made that kind of clear that guy. My mom was like really old fashioned. She believed that guys were supposed to be not in the kitchen, not in the house. Your job is to be outside making money, and you bring it home. That's your job. And so that was, but I love her. I mean, she's passed away a long time, but I love her to death, no matter what. She's my mom. The cake, I would say a chunk, almost insultingly small, like a 1 by 1 cube would be more than enough. Like a pie shape, a very small, like I said, insultingly small, like pie shaped piece. Um, maybe an inch on the back and tapers down to nothing kind of deal. You get much more than that. Tomorrow, you're not going to like it. You'll be so happy, or you'll be so high, there's no other word for it, that you won't know whether to shit, get off the pot, wipe, and you're still in bed. You've not even got onto your feet yet. You are just that confused or that wiped out. It works really well, and this has no THC in it. Keep that in mind. If you're going to do this with like a THC one, be very careful. I'm just saying it does a pretty good job at whatever you want to call it. It's not really activating anything, but it is. I don't know how to say that. It's getting it into the cake part. Phenomenal flavor, everything like that's really good. You couldn't make it with that heavy cream. It's almost like adding the pudding to it. Pretty moist and all that. I'm going to give this part of this to a neighbor. Didn't get any of the blueberry one, and I got a couple of friends coming over this morning, or people I know that are going to probably get the other half. I was talking to him last night about it. I don't mind baking, especially when it's on the sun's dime. Except for the cake mix, everything else came off the sun. So, all right, y'all. Is this where I'm going to leave it? If it helps, I hope so. If you're ever thinking about making a thing to like the wilderness or the off grid or whatever, I can't recommend like high quality stainless steel, whether it's bowls. Just trash all the plastic, all of the other crap that you got. It's going to be a hassle. Chip crap just don't work. Get something in the difference between cheap stainless steel like you would buy at Walmart, the thinnest crap that just it's not much better than paper, or the quality is dimes. There's hardly any difference. I got everything I got from like Amazon and different places. I didn't realize it was as cheap as it was, as I was buying it at other places, and it was kind of high to buy the good stuff, the heavy good stuff. But Amazon, it was really cheap. So I'm just saying, it's there. buy the best you can if you're going to do an off-grid life, whether it's in a van or a truck or camping like I am, or like in a cabin, totally off-grid. But it's helpful is all I'm trying to get at. It's helpful. So hope that you enjoy the cake. I wish you were here to share it with me, but you're not, so that's the way it is. All right, talk to you then. Bye.